To prepare yourself for God, to journey towards Him, what do you need? By Swami Gautamananda Ji Maharaj, President Ramakrishna Mission in Math, Velur Math. Nothing extraordinary is required. Simply engage in some japa, repetition of God's name, sing bhajans, devotional songs, attend satsangs, spiritual gatherings, and read uplifting spiritual literature. Above all, feel deeply in your heart that God is mine and I am God's. Pray to Him sincerely in the morning and evening and keep that connection alive. Let me share an interesting story with you. Once upon a time, in a small village that operated as a democratic republic, the people had a unique tradition. They elected their own king and decided when it was time for him to retire. One such king ruled wisely for 10 years. However, when his time was up, the people were unyielding in enforcing their rules. The king had to give up everything, his palace, wealth, power, and retreat to the jungle to live a life of solitude. He wept bitterly, unwilling to leave, but he had no choice. His successor came to power, and though he ruled well, his retirement approached all too quickly. The king had to give up everything, his palace, wealth, power, and retreat to the jungle. As the days drew near, he became anxious and upset, dreading the inevitable moment when he would have to give up everything and depart. Just like his predecessor, he too was forced to abandon everything and live in the wilderness, overwhelmed with regret. Then came the third king. Surprisingly, as his retirement drew near, he called his minister one day and said, "It's almost time for me to step down, isn't it? Please make all the necessary preparations for my success." What amazed everyone was that he chose to step down a week earlier than required, and he did so cheerfully, without any sign of sadness or hesitation. Intrigued, the people decided to follow him quietly as he left. They trailed him through jungles, across fields, and past villages until finally he stopped. To their astonishment, there stood a magnificent palace, complete with staff and all the resources he would need. The king smiled and said to them, "While I was ruling the kingdom, I was also preparing for my retirement." They realized that unlike the previous kings who clung to their power and possessions until the very end, this king had ruled wisely while preparing for the inevitable. He embraced change with foresight and grace. Similarly, in your spiritual life, you are building another empire, a spiritual palace for yourself. One day, you'll have to leave this life and everything you spent years building. By the time your life ends, your spiritual palace should already be ready. You can then leave this world smiling and filled with happiness. When we leave this world, we should go laughing. As Tulsidas said, "Oh man, when you came into this world, you wept and the whole world laughed. Enjoy. You must live in such a way that when we leave, you will laugh and the whole world will weep." When a good person passes away, the world mourns their loss. We remember great souls like Swami Vivekananda and grieve their departure. But they leave this world smiling because they are fulfilled. That is the true fulfillment of life. The fulfillment of life lies in keeping two principles in mind. First, by living in the world, serve it selflessly and without attachment. As Sri Ramakrishna said, "Love your children, love your parents, love your country, love everything, but serve selflessly and without attachment." Second, always remember that nothing in this world is permanent. Love and serve, but know that everything will one day pass away. So, what is permanent? Only God is eternal. Never let go of Him. To hold on to God means to always think of Him. Constantly remind yourself, "Oh Lord, you are my eternal Father and eternal Mother." Keep Him in your thoughts and your life will be filled with true joy and purpose.